These are the presents? This is the best one. What is it? There's something in it?
From Guru Prankar, I think.
Okay, open it. Now what is this? Yum, yum, yum. It's a yum, yum, yum. Ah, la, 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 la. It's some crystal. This is something to cut your throat, looks like. Shh. Can you believe this? No, no, no. It must be written there. Figure it out. All metals and all presents go into archives, into the museum, right? So treat them nicely. Give me a report tonight. I barely was going to bring those two Eves to put it on left side. One is the Eve condemned from the Garden of Eden, one Eve resurrection. They are in my office. I'd like to show you sometime if you feel like. A Christian thought. The first thing which you must know, our story of life in the West starts with Eve. And Eve is devilish, and she is not very honest to God, and she gave the apple to Adam, and she made the man to suffer, and she didn't listen to the God, and whatever she did, what she did, they threw her out of the Garden of Eden, right? And she listened to the snake, and they were both outside. And did they made sex in Garden of Eden, or they made it outside? Anybody knows? Huh? Inside Garden of Eden they made sex, and that was bad enough. And since then we have never made sex, huh? Jesus Christ. These stories, why you understand, we got to live with all this. What else went wrong? Huh? She ate the apple? Apple? Huh? She gave it to Adam, the apple, and he had a bite, so he became horny. What was that? Huh? Something must have happened. So God Almighty, खुदा पूछेगा जन्नत में पाक बाजों से गुनाह क्यों ना किए क्या हम रहीम न थे. God will ask the pious people in the heavens, why did you commit sins? Don't you think we were forgiving? What this couplet says is that nobody trusts God and nobody trusts another person. We all have our moral, our own ethic, our own geography, our own right and wrong. We have been all taught and blended and branded, and everything is all fixed. Fact is, who's who? You know, it's very funny. You go to the Northern Territory of Canada, and there are Eskimos live. You can't live there, even you may try to be very smart. There's no way. And when you go as a guest, the chief will give you his youngest wife and 2 polar bear skin to sleep in. And that is just to keep you warm at night. Or normally people think, why he gave you a wife and you must have a sex and it's all. Then this is our Western consciousness. But you know, in that sub 80 minus 120 chill factor temperature, who can be horny, tell me? Is there anybody who can think of sex? All he can think of surviving. And why they give the youngest wife is that she can be alert, she can be awake, and if the guy at night gets the cold, what they call it, it happens to people there at that temperature, and because the earth moves slow, people get very phobic and they die. Somebody told me that story. He gave the wife and all that. And somebody thought perhaps he had a good time. But I know how much good time you can have in 115 minus centigrade. How much good time anybody can have. But this is how we think. We think everything good time. Everything good time. But good time is what Guru Arjan gave us. That was good time. Endurance of the man to the ecstasy of God blended together, heaven and earth met together on a hot plate. That is called good time. Look at it. Man sitting on a hot plate and having a hot sand on him in the month of June and smiling. Look at that endurance. Look at that nervous system. Look at that meditative mind. It was a human. He was Guru indeed, but human. Born as a human, bestowed as a Guru, punished by the emperor, took the punishment, sat on a hot plate, they put hot sand on him, total body got blistered. Every evening they cool it off so he can be more pained. Finally, they finalized with him one thing. Now today your death is sure. Because he endured it. Death was that they will kill a cow and take the raw hide and stitch him in it. You can ask the last wish. He said, my last wish is that I should take a bath. Because death is inevitable now, it doesn't mean anything. They said, okay, take him to the river, ice cold water. When his body will go there, gee, he'll be really hurt. They were very happy about it. They took him there, they put the nets around, under, over, all sides. And they told him, this is the area you can be put in there because there was no limb to move. So as a statue, they threw him in the water. And they couldn't even track down a piece of bone. It all dissolved. That's a good time. That endurance is human. That is the strength when you can face the calamity and smile with it. What is your good time? Good time in American is when there is a holiday and everybody get drunk and break up the plates in the house. They call it good time. We have totally messed up our definition of good time. Where you want to draw the line, being weak, being emotional, being commotional, being neurotic, being psychotic? Where you want to draw the line? How many people you can date and how many people you can marry overnight and how many people you can sleep with and how many people you can be beaten from and how many people you can beat up? What do you want to do in life? Have you ever thought of it? The only thing you can do in your life is be independent and free and have good time, and your nervous system should be stronger, as strong as God is. That's, you know one thing? That's what God is to me. When you can bear and still share. That's good time. That's what Vanda Choco means. Bear and bear and bear and bear. And you can still share. And you can still smile for a while. Again, in the face of the calamity. What is the good time when you are drunk and you are eaten and you are without clothes and you are running around? You call it a good time? When you have 4 boyfriends on the side, 6 husbands on the list and 9 appointments, you call it good time? I'm asking you something. Do you really think that you can be yourself for a while and you can be very happy? And if you can't, are you a human? If you take my personal life and just go along with me 20 years of it, the torture, the tragedy, the insult, the hardship, whatever you want to call it, don't you feel that that was very good doing it because what we have today? Is there any substitute for endurance? Is there anything called ecstasy in the face of the courage? Is there any great experience in the face of the courage? No. There's no substitute for endurance. And there's nothing more divine and godly and wonderful than the self-courage. Man is not born slave. Man is born in truth in the image of God. And every man, human, wife, child has to learn one thing. There's no turning back. And there's no playing weak. You know, it's very funny. I was on a, telephone, those kind of field telephone. See how the attitude is. And the other side said, "Sir, myself and my men feel weak." You understand? It's a normal communication. And I said in return, "Next week. Now we are in very combat situation. This week, discuss nothing. Next week." He couldn't understand what I'm saying. I couldn't understand what he was saying. He was talking, "My men are weak." And I say, he's talking about next week. What is week? There are 52 weeks in a year. That's a week. You know, you have been taught that you are only you. You have never been taught you have 10 bodies. This body is not the only body. You have never been taught that 70% is unknown, 20% is you, and 10% is the relevancy. Projective relevancy. Projective. And you have never been taught in religion that you are just a living psyche. You are a living organism. They call it a science. What is science? The truth. And you have never been taught that you are 10 trillion cells. And you are 30 trillion living organisms dancing, and within 72 hours you are totally changed. There's nothing, a part of you live in 72 hours. Your life as an organic being is 72 hours. Your blood, your chemistry, your psyche, your cells, and their magnetic frequency changes within 72 hours, and they do renew themselves. It's not that you have to believe it. This is an organic word. When I see you like this, I can't believe you. When I go in Beverly Hill and I see this rich lady with bangs, and I just remember how Kublai Khan conquered China. Kublai Khan was a Mongolian emperor. He attacked China. He conquered it. Chinese were very elegant fighters and very intelligent. He couldn't do anything, but he fought and fought. After him came his son Chengiz Khan. And he told him that in his dream he always thought the Chinese be very obedient, but in reality Chinese have caused more casualties and more rebellion than he can afford. Chengiz Khan said, I'll put China in his place. Now this is the order Chengiz Khan gave. Every man, every Chinese man has to shave off his head up to the solar centers, including the Rishi knot bottom place, and they can keep their back hair, not the front. And every woman born in entire China should have face bang. Hair brought down and face covered, and you have seen the China doll? They are just like here, here, and exactly here. He ordered that. In case anybody is found otherwise, he should be beheaded publicly. Hairs are bad conductor of electricity and heat. Hairs are and they are also electromagnetic antennas. So what he did is serve two purposes. He put a fear complex at the time of birth of the child by giving a hairstyle like that. He ruled China and his generation ruled China. China is still not today together. He came to Persia, conquered Persia. He came on the border. And he sent a letter to the emperor that I want every Persian to surrender individually. Forget about fighting, whatever you are. Now Persia was at that time one of the most powerful state. There was no doubt about it. And there comes this Mughal upstairs and he said, surrender, and every individual should surrender. Now, how Persian can tolerate it? So what he did is he attacked the biggest first town available. Luckily, he captured it. He captured the fort, he captured the city, and he captured the soldiers guarding it. Total was 50,000 people, adult. 50,000 adults. He took their eyeballs of all 50,000 people, roasted them in a big vase, and made them to eat. And then sent them into entire Persia. Do you know in 3 days king sent a letter, will individually surrender to you? There's never a earth has seen a man who put a psychological war on mankind. He totally plundered Asia. and at that time whatever the earth was known to him. But do you know he never fought a one total war? He just fought one battle and created such a havoc. In one city, he captured every woman, tied her hands backward, and hung their children from the center of the hand and sent them free. Now just imagine in another city, 60,000 women coming, hanging their children and dragging them behind. Torture can be anything. Now this torture, you are listening, you are very shocked, right? Aren't you? What about when you shock your own personality by corruption, by negative thoughts, by cheapness? Is that anyway not equal to all this torture? Have you asked your consciousness and your soul how much you torture yourself? How cheap you sell yourself? How in every dealing and every situation, how much you are not together? You think that's not a torture? Once I had a very powerful discussion with one girl and she said, I don't think we should wear bana. I said, I think you should. She said, why should I? I said, you should. She said, why? I said, you should. That's it. Or give me 3 good reasons. I said, 3 good reasons is when you put a bana, you cannot act 3 things. You cannot act your corruption publicly. You cannot act corruption mentally. And you cannot act corruption spiritually. It's not bana we are talking about. It is self-crowning. And it's the first lesson of self-esteem. What's happened in the marketplace today? You like to look a commoner and you like to tell people, I'm available. I'm one among you. And some of you really will see people dressed up. Their very dress tell you they are on sale. And some are so wonderful that they are dressed up so wonderful that they are out of business sale. Have me please, that kind of dress. And Western style. Put $50,000 worth of a dress and keep one leg slit so you can keep your knee out to show your thigh. Man has always tried to make a prostitute of woman from the day one and till death he'll continue because he has a vindictiveness against the mother. He cannot forgive his own mother. And ladies, when you tell a man everything negative and tell him what his weaknesses are and confront him that you are no more his wife, he might have slept you last night when light was off. He doesn't like you, he will hate you, because that is what his mother did to him all the years. All the years the mother said, don't do this, do this. You are wrong, John right, John eat potato, John don't eat potato, John go up, John go down, John dance, John sit, John get out of the house, John get in the house, John, don't go play, you can't eat candy, you can't play, you can't come in, you do housework, you don't do housework, you wash dishes, you don't wash dishes. What are you? You're the same thing. What you can tell a person who has come after 18 years of total imprisonment Huh? To ask him, you are going to be in this room for 24 more hours. Are you kidding? He'll punch your face, break your jaw. That is how you treat your men. This is not available, that's not available, this can't be done, this can't be done. I have this thought, I have that thought, I was thinking that way, I was thinking that way. Somebody told me this, somebody told me, I don't want to tell you this, I don't want to say this, I'm telling you this because I'm telling you this because that is, you look like so stupid. You don't make sense. He's a man you live with, he's not your child. Win him, don't wean him. You have never left the habit of weaning your kids. So you wean man, then you marry again, you wean man, you marry again, you wean man, marry again. And what is the difference? One man with 250 mistakes, the other man with 15. And you are very lucky, you get a man with 105. Big deal. If you get a man with only 84 mistakes, you are the goddess. Including me. All men have more than 84 personal and impersonal weaknesses. Next year I'll tell you, not now. They're all the same. All men have one thing they are seeking. They are not seeking a woman. They are not seeking a woman for sex or for children or for family or for anything. They are not. You are dead wrong. Men are seeking a fairy with that star stick. Don't you understand that? That's what men want. They want a fairy with that stick. She should say, "Gilly, gilly, come," and things happen. There is a food, and there is the clothes, and there is the money, and there is the home. That's all they want. Ask your own husband tonight on the telephone what he thinks of you. Man wants to be married to fairies. This is what the scripture says. Now I am not lying to you. Man wants a goddess in the living room, a chef in the kitchen, and a prostitute in the bed. Fully qualified. PhD. Graduate won't work. And look at his gearing changing. He wants to live in the living room and say, "Thank you very much. Welcome. We have been waiting for you," and all that. In the bed and said, "You looked at my guest too much." What were you doing? What part of us you liked? You were totally locked with him. Did he look to you like your boyfriend you were with us? What was the information? He's my friend. He came to my house and you were God looking at him. What were you doing? You want to sleep with him? When he's with the bed on the side of you, that's what he wants to know. But when in the living room, he wants you to be, open your heart and arms and hi, my papa. And that's all fine. And when you come to the bedroom, what? Have you seen men? When they are already eaten at girlfriend's house, they come house and you have all tables set. This is, what is this? Last Friday I had this. Why you have this all the time? And the same idiot, when he's hungry and his girlfriend has not fed and he didn't have a lunch or a dinner, whatever, where is the food? Oh God, it's tasty. And he'll never even care to sit down. He'll grab it and eat it, that animal you are married with. You don't understand, they don't have tolerance. You are born to tolerate men. Ask God and complain to Him and You fire him off from the job, he's not doing all right. But fact is, God has made a woman to tolerate a man, to recreate a family. That is why you are called Adi Shakti. Ad Shakti Namo Namo. That's what you are. The primal nucleus power, with absolutely no deficiency, complete and perfect and positive, and can't create another human being out of her. She can bring God on earth, she can bring a saint, and she can bring heavens, and she can build a house with a needle which man cannot build with millions of dollars and with all his vigilance. Ladies, I am not talking to you something out of non-reality. These are the facts. When you are corrupt, you are terribly corrupt. When you are not, you are the most powerful individual psyche on the planet. Your weakness is not you. Woman is proportionately non-tolerable by the heavens by her proportion of corruption. Man is corrupt. Even a saint of 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 a saint is corrupt, period. Whether it's a yogi or a swami or a spiritual, this, that, they are all. You know why he's a corrupt? He's a purkha, but impotent purkha on the earth. They can't do a thing. Behind every great man, there's a one great woman. If not in physical body, then it is in image. There are very fortunate few men whose mother has left them the image of divinity and courage and grace. These are the men who change the world. You think there is any man on the earth who is moving around and who doesn't have a powerful image? What moves him? And a power image which not guides him? There is a not powerful image which doesn't protect him? Not at all. Men are not corrupt because they are corrupt. They are corrupt. They did not fit in that image in any woman. They are searching. As you love to win men, they love to search women. Every man is pursuing a woman of his image, and every woman wants to win a man and wants to find him in reversal love. That's the psychology I want to talk to you. Reversal? Let me tell you in American English. First you want to shit at a man, then you want to clean him up, then you want to make a cake out of it, and then you want to serve it. Did I say it all? Huh? You got it? It's called reversal psychology. A reversal psychology is a basic identical nature of a female, that out of her basic inherited insecurity, she wants to test a man through the tragedy of calamity by her own behavior, quote unquote. It's called test and trial, confrontation. She wants to know whether this man she lives with, makes it, wants to make family, wants to make him, is forever. And while finding it, whether he's ever or not, she tears him apart and shreds him to pieces, and after that she wants him to build up and rise. You know this resurrection of the Jesus Christ out of the female gods and all that is absolutely a psychological story. Woman brings him when he is sick and dead, and she sits and guard and watches him to resurrect. Every woman among you, you can lie to me and I can just accept it. You all want a man who can rise from dead and who can say, "Bless thee, O my woman, I have seen heavens, and on the earth you will have all what you need." including your boyfriend. You need 5, 6, 9, 8, 10. You need 8 men to cater to you. You are 8-faceted personality. Do you know that? You should hire a catering service. Moment the woman is free now, watch these clubs where they go and the men strip dance, right? And do the whole thing. You think it is the entertainment? No. That is really what you want. Because you have never forgotten your child who was naked. You always want to see a man naked. Yes. I was counseling a woman and the husband and wife have a terrible time and I couldn't believe what to do and we tried everything. Finally I gave them a solution. I said, when you make sex at night, you should put all lines up. All night lights up. They are happily married. She totally takes his clothes off and he closes off the whole thing. And that guy is next day never in his office. I know that. He can't, no, for marriage he's doing it, but for children also. He can't stand it. He feels she's very mean and she makes him to do it. And he feels I am very, very pro-woman, stupidly helping her. I don't know. Sometimes he expresses his madness. You sometimes even do not know why you go through what you go through. You always want to wean a man and you say, I couldn't bear it anymore. No. You have the capacity to turn your blood into milk and nurture a boy. Is that true? Huh? You call it son, right? Is that true? And after a year or two, you want to wean him, right? You never forget that habit. You are a moon, weaning and waxing is your way of life. Aha. As you understand that? When they say, what are you, lunas? You are luna? Not lunatic, lunas. You are lunas, luna has to wean and wax. Is that true? Huh? And you do it all the time. That's my boyfriend, that's my husband, that's my pocket friend, that's the friend who sends flowers, and that's the friend I go and sleep with. You just don't worry about it now. I mean, it's not true what I'm saying, but just watch 20 years from now how the society is going to come out about. There will be contract marriages. And woman initiates it. You know what is going to be society tomorrow? I am married to her and I am married to him, and she's my girlfriend and she's my boyfriend. We all 5 are together. And if today somebody tells you, you will never understand what somebody is saying. Weaning is let a man go. Waxing is trap another one. But out of all the days, there is a one full moon day when you are glorious, cool, calm, presiding, beautiful, bountiful and blissful. That's the full moon. And out of that also there's a one when there's no moon. Stars cover your work. Is that all it is about? No. You got to rise above it. That's what I say is in the life that matters is the courage you bring to it. There's no substitute for courage. Without courage, you can't even get up. Courage is essential. And God has given you 16% capacity more than a male to be courageous. Your good time is in your shine, in your glow, in your grace. Your good time is not to become a prostitute. Your good time is not to become somebody's sickness substitute. Your good time is not tolerating evil and death to your own and those who you love. That's not good time. Good time is when you make adversity, calamity into the glory, and you change what you by a mental thought you can change calamity into a reality and prosperity. Woman has a power of God without asking for it. Man has to worship to get it. That's the fundamental difference, that all men are saint and women are not, because man has to work and get recognized and all that. You are born saints. But you have to acknowledge it. Normally in your identity you become substitute for somebody's catering service, and you really do it well. Because your power of sacrifice is great. Your biochemistry is wonderful. You can turn your blood into milk. I can't do it, can I? No man can do it. You can hold a child 9 months alive within you. You know, you can't hold a husband from 9 seconds. He just says something, you jump out of your skin. Don't you understand? There is the integrity of a woman. Woman, nothing but who contains all growth and all harmony and all calmness. What are the 3 things I said? That's what moon does. No relationship will remain if you do not add 3 things. Growth, harmony, and calmness to life. Growth, harmony, calmness to life. That is your sector. You think that you're born, you're a woman, that's it. That's more than enough. Huh? No. Every woman has to train herself to be a woman. Every woman has to train herself to be a woman handy. Within you, the 3 faculties of a woman must be handy. What are those 3 faculties? You apply them with every situation, you will be worshipped. You will be considered wise. You will be loved. People will adore you. But if you are psychotic, neurotic, confronting, foul language, you abuse, use, misuse, you substitute, prostitute, attitude is that way. God, who wants that? Why you are blaming men? I'm not telling you they are good. They are 16 times weaker than you to begin with. They don't have a nervous system to hold on to anything. What do? Put a quilt on yourself, say, I am not feeling well. Don't you say that sometime? Huh? You know what happens to a man when you do that? Anybody can tell me? Give me the correct answer. Not true, not true. They don't freak out. That is the day they want to ring girlfriend. I'm coming. No, no. Men don't freak out when you misbehave. You are responsible in every aspect making a man to have an alternative woman. Because man cannot stand one thing in a woman. Whosoever is a man, if he's a man, even a man, deadly man, nothing man, when he finds woman is giving him a substitute, he finds it. To him, you are not a woman the way you look at the mirror. He wants that fairy. Even you are lying dead, you have nothing to do. He said, where is my tea? You say, 1 minute, I will give it to you. That's what they want. I'm sorry. Will a child wait when he wants a milk? You don't give a child milk. What he does? Have you seen? What do you think men are? They want milk, they want milk. Give them. If you don't give them, they'll start crying. If nothing, they will go into trauma, right? You don't have to go to a school to learn. You don't have to go to a college to learn. You don't have to come here to learn. Learn it from the basic psychology. It's called behavior psychology. Whatever the boy wants from the mother, that a man wants from a woman, but in a romantic way. That's the only difference, nothing else. You have to also see to the stupid man, my dear, would you like to have a cup of tea? If you say, do you want a cup of tea, then you have mother. You say, could you please have a cup of tea? Should I make it for you? You say, my stern bitch. Watch his face, his body language. That's what he's going to say. He may be absolute gentleman, PhD in behavior and manners. If you do not talk to, look, whether you are married to a stupid man, a great man, forget about that, or you are a boyfriend, a girlfriend, or in society, whenever a woman does not talk romantically to man, romantic to you is for sex. Absolutely dead wrong. Romantically to means give him the Garden of Eden back, which he lost because of you. He cannot stop cursing you because he lost Garden of Eden because you made him to eat apple. And you listened to the snake. Therefore you are deadly. You understand the basic psychology? And men never forget. Even those who are not Christian remember this story. Three-fourths of the world is not Christian. But this story in the Bible is known to everybody. Every man on the earth knows that you listened to the snake and you made him eat apple and he lost the Garden of Eden. Right? Garden of Eden. And therefore you must give him back. Now how are you going to do that? There are ways to do it. No, your system won't work. I'll give you the system. First talk graciously and romantically. Add both. One won't work. If you add romantically, he will have you. If you add only graciously, then you're a mother superior. No good. No, you can't do that. So add graciously and romantically. And give his garden back and feed him caringly, like a mother cares for the child. It's called nurturing behavior. He wants you to nurture him through communication, through behavior and through service. Is that enough? Is that enough curse to be a woman? Huh? Don't you feel angry? Huh? That's why you have to be cool. That's how Luna is, otherwise you will be lunatic. Hot woman is a lunatic woman. It means she's out of her orbit. Neither ever be harsh, hard, or whatever those words are, add them, find them in a dictionary. I don't want to repeat it. You should never be, doesn't matter what happens, you should never be rude. You should never be rude in language, crude in behavior, and angry in reaction. These are three fundamental things you have to learn. I cannot help you. I can only remind you and teach your daughters a technology. You know, when somebody has to be a Prince of Wales, he has to be a king, they teach him. Similarly, you teach your children to be successful. Teach your daughters to be successful. You know, a lot of parents, when they have a daughter, the fathers, they give all the latitude. Later on, who these girls will marry? None. No husband can give that latitude. They think it's their fundamental right to have a latitude. They ask for latitude, is not available, there will be no marriage. You don't give your sons how to confront life with courage, they'll be coward in their life. If you do not give your son the courage and female the behavior of grace, you have already set the ground for divorce. Just remember they both start, all the three starts with G. God, grace, God and grace and goodness of the heart, which is known as courage for man. Goodness of the heart is not that you give $50 to somebody who deserves $5. Goodness of the heart is, in the face of death, you remain good and courageous. Goodness of the heart is not what you understand. Goodness of the head is not when you cleverly win the point. Goodness of the head is when you make some life happy, though it doesn't deserve it. Goodness only means when you do impossible possible and do not claim the benefit. You know, entire Gita has one line. It's a thing which is the pure wisdom. And it is a story, just fairy tale, no big deal. But there is a one thing where Arjun questioned Krishna, the God, the human God. The disciple questioned the teacher. And he said, "What now?" And the Krishna answered, "Arjun, do your job and don't expect the reward. Reward I give, not the action." अर्जुन कर्म कर, फल मैं देता हूं, फल कर्म के बस नहीं है. That's the only theory in the whole life you should understand. Actions have reaction but not the fruit reward. If you can understand this thing, you can become the wisest person on the planet. Action has reaction, all right, but it doesn't have the proportionate reward. And that is what you don't understand. Are you with me? You understand what I'm saying? You feel you have action, therefore there's a reaction, and reward is guaranteed. Action and reaction are human. Reward is by the unknown. Subject and object can act and react. Reward comes from the unknown. You know, I'm sitting here, all right? We had a terrible lawsuit for 2.5 years, where I was alleged as a womanizer and rapist and God knows all that. Correct? You all know that. It's a lawsuit. I'm so grateful to those two girls. One is my Secretary General and one is my own resident secretary. They were just like my kids. I'm so grateful to them for that lawsuit. Because I had a heart condition, I was not well, and they brought the lawsuit, put the whole community together. Calamity puts people together. Prosperity scatters them. To us, it was a tragedy. How can they do it? God, how is possible? Ha, ha, ha. We had to collect money to fight it. We had to do all that. But remember, that put us all together. That tested our faith. That tested our commitment. If they would not have brought the lawsuit, as I was absolutely immobile and not working and nothing, what was the force keeping you going? I know you are very mad and what the hell she did it, you know. I understand that. I understand your point of view. And I don't like to be called womanizer and rapist and all that. I understand that too. But just understand one thing. And I learnt one of the greatest wisdom out of that situation. Everybody loved me and liked me, nobody trusted me. And I realized man is not trustworthy, doesn't matter how good he is. You don't believe me? I cannot tell you a private detail between my student and my teacher. I have an obligation not to. But fact is, I, Sri Singh Sahib, Bhai Sahib, Harbhajan Singh Khalsa Yogi Ji, Mahan Tantrik, Yogi, international spiritual leader, PhD doctor, was not trusted as a man. Absolutely true. Maybe he has not done it. Maybe he has done it. Maybe it escaped our scrutiny. Maybe. May not. Oh, it's not possible. Maybe. It might have happened when I was not there. And I went through it. And then there were people who were suggesting me, let us compromise, why to fight? It is a ridiculous waste of time and energy. And I said just one word, we shall fight. If not, for the example of it. If not, for the tradition of it. If not, for just the fun of it. Why? I said, tomorrow these young kids who are born with me as Sri Singh Sahib, Bhai Sahib, Harbhajan Singh Khalsa Yogi Ji, the spiritual leader and teacher, they cannot be betrayed. Who the hell cares whether I live or not, whether I have respect or not, whether I have reputation or not, whether I did it or not? Suppose you are convicted? I say no. Cannot be convicted. Love cannot be cashed by hatred. This lawsuit is hatred and is a plot. Lawsuit is that the American Sikhs should join that terrorist movement. I am a moderate leader, only leader left. I won't agree. And they do not understand why not. It was a blackmail pressure. I won't give in. And they say, all right, you will have it. Have it, have it. They called me in a conference in New York, and 3 conditions were given. Take your family and your personal wealth and leave United States. Second condition was that give all the assets of the Sikh Dharma to 5 members of ours, and those 5 members will manage the assets. Number 3, look at this number 3. Bhai Jeevan Singh with 5 Panj Pyaras will go to all the American ashrams and give you, re-amrit you, re-baptize you. And you know what was my reply? I'm giving you this example you should learn. I say, all right, you take 5 people, purify yourself, bring the Sri Guru Granth and question me and then punish me. Tell me that I'm wrong. And then I will write a letter to the Akal Takht which bestowed on me this honor and ask them to agree to this. No, we cannot write to Akal Takht. I said, what is this? Akal Takht made me, highest religious authority made me what I am. It is my obligation to write to them that I am been branded womanizer and all that stuff, so I am not worthy of this whole thing. Therefore, I have been punished. Therefore, please certify this. They say, no, nobody will certify that. I said, what is this? You think these Americans are sheeps? I said, forget it. They had Khalsa Council when you didn't hear it. They meet twice in a year. They check everything. They sit on assets. Our constitution has check and balances even America doesn't have. Do you know if I want to sanction any amount as Sri Singh Sahib, there are 3 signatures and one among them is sitting here. She doesn't let a penny go. And if it escapes Sopurk, there comes the Mama Shakti. You can't get out of her a half penny. Because no religion can be personal. No dharma is ever personal. Dharma belongs to dharma itself. And only the servant is happy that it can have the opportunity and honor to serve it. That's all I feel. And that's all I want to feel. And I'm leaving this message to those who sit on my seat tomorrow and they shall call themselves to be any spiritual person. In every religion, things can go on, but in Sikh Dharma, it's not possible. I can give them an experience. Dharma is owned by Dharma, and in Dharma, whosoever uses his personal decision, personal convenience, and personal ego shall be rotting very fast. It's not possible. It's not practical, is it? It's not practical. Man shall die, Dharma shall live. And how can a mortal serve the immortal? That's a privilege. If I got that privilege, I got to live it. I'm a man, I think as a man, I feel as a man, I understand things as a man. Then I'm a yogi, I know what pair of the opposite is. But when I decide, it is the Sri Singh Sahib who has to decide. I can't decide. I with an I is not the Sri Singh Sahib. That is what all of you have known. Woman within you is not the woman. Woman, that grace is called status. Integrity and status, these are the 2 things in life. And the 2 can only be with you if you have infinite courage. Otherwise, forget about life. You have already lost the game. Nothing works. Integrity and status. You serve this status and you serve with your total integrity, with utmost courage. You can call yourself human. Otherwise, forget about it. No cleverness. Chatraiyan kamanaiyan. The clevernesses won't make you a woman ever. First understand you have the status of a woman, and what is that status? What is your frequency? And what is your per second cycle proportion? RMP they call it. Or RPM, rotation per minute. And then what is your frequency of horsepower and who you are? Acknowledge your status as a woman, then develop the integrity of a woman, and then have the courage to live it. Nobody can harm you, and God will serve you, ladies. It is not that I am a great man or a happy man and this and that. It is a simple lunatic decision on my part. I'm Sri Singh Sahib. These children have grown in the image of a holy man. I have got 9 holes. I die or live. I'm not going to betray them. That's all. There's no guiding force more than this. And you got to do it too. It's not that you don't give me presents, you give me all the presents. The instructions are they should be taken on the altar because they don't come to me, though you give it to me, and I thank you too. But I have to recognize the status. All presents come to a God's man. They don't come to a man. Therefore, they must go on the altar where God is worshipped. And they must then belong to tomorrow. Whatever comes today or created today or is today must belong to tomorrow. Must is all also in your life. Today of yours must belong to tomorrow, otherwise you are lost again. There will be no tomorrow. You only think of today. You don't even think today, you only think of lunch. I know you. I have a good time. I had a good lunch. What was it? Salad. Today must belong tomorrow. Yesterday must be allowed to go and die in grace. And you must have a status, and your total integrity must serve the status with utmost courage. There's no other way of success and happiness. Rest is all trying to exploit you. If I say something different, it is non-believable. Don't believe it. Sometime, my wife says, "What's going on? We were very happy when we were in India. We were officers, we have servants, we have home, we have respectable limited life. We have a private life." She says so. And she is PhD in psychology. And I send her to college. She's sitting right there. And I remember also, we used to have a beautiful private life. Now, I have a telephone and they give it to me in the bathroom. It's an urgent call, they say. Stop what you are doing and attend to it. And she is longing from last so many years to sleep. Her telephone never stops. Now she will say right now, "What are you talking?" I'm telling her that's the price she has to pay as BBG. And there's no other way. If she wants private life, then she should live private. And that status which has been bestowed on him will fall apart. But if she wants to live with that status, she got to serve this status. With her integrity, with her courage, and she has to die boots on, period. There's no other way. I know she complains to me and I complain to her. We both complain to each other. And that's a good way to get it out. But also we know, well, in the end we both laugh. You know why we laugh? There's no turning back. We gotta make it. That day she was telling me, God, I'm going to go mad, I'm going to go insane, I can't sleep. I said, don't come out of your room till 9 a.m. I played a psychological game. But how can she be in that room till 9 a.m.? There's no way. And if you call, where is Sri Singh Sahib? They say, he has not come out of his dome. Oh yes, I am doomed in my dome. I can't come out because every telephone which I don't want even to attend is there. I just want not to answer every telephone call from the bathroom. That's all. And every night Narinjan prints up this long paper and that's my homework. Who I'm kidding? Myself? That's not a pain. That's not a tragedy. That's not diversity. That's an honor. That as a humble, simple human being, I have been honored that there are thousands and thousands and thousands of people who could trust me. And my prayer is that God should keep the grace so that I may not end up doing something really weird. Yes. There are many slips between the cup and lips. You should always be conscious. What is conscious? Conscious is there are many slips in the cup of the lips. When you are corrupt, just remember, along with goes the institution. When ladies you are corrupt, you are having good time, just think, along with goes the woman itself. I can turn myself to be a prostitute. You must be really stupid. I had a woman who still is alive in Lale. She offered me 3 things. A big, beautiful house, you can't believe it. And at that time, we never knew where the breakfast will come. And sometimes we never had meals. She said to me, I can give you this corporation, $18 million cash fixed deposit, sole corporation, you can have it. That's on the basis of that I made Sri Singh Sahib as a sole corporation, to guard all the assets and the money for the future of the Dharma. And she said, you can have that and this house and 280S car, Mercedes, right? It used to be $7,000 new then. All I had to do is somebody to raise my hand from here and I had to put it over there like that. That's all she needed. I tried to convince her for hours and hours and hours, I am a Mahan Tantric, I cannot initiate. And she won't believe it. She said, Dalai Lama does it, such and such monk did it, such and such Swami did it. I said, a whole world does it. I am the only one on the planet who cannot initiate because I am the only Mahan Tantric. She said, wrong. I said, right. You won't be initiated by me, doesn't matter what. Everybody around me counseled me, hey, just put your hand up and don't say anything. Look what she's giving. I said, she can take it and shove it. It's a test and trial of a life, and I am not going to betray the status which my dying Mahan Tantric bestowed on me. I do not know whether I deserve it or not, whether I have it or not, but I definitely know I shall not initiate anyone. Because everybody has to respect it as a creation of God, independent, sovereign, and complete in himself. And whosoever initiate himself to be at the lotus feet of the Tantrak should be taught. That's the law. Can't change it. Somebody said, what you can do? I said, I have enough dignity to give you the destiny. You can give everybody anything. If you cannot give the soul its destiny, you have given nothing. Everything here is going to be here. Nothing is going to go. So what you have? Nothing. If you go to Acapulco and live in Presenza, one of the best hotels, right? And they have everything. They have food, servants, rooms, everything, and a huge building, blah, blah, blah. And you can pay and you can live. But when you leave, does Presenza walk with you? Huh? Hey? So what is that? Again back to the same bedroom with a broken spring? That's your good time? Somebody asked me, why you go to Acapulco and in Presenza, that is the only thing you like in the world? I said, because it has a pool, it has a fall, and I just stand under it for a couple hours, and everything is adjusted. Best a man can adjust himself. That's all. Have you gone to all these big 5-star hotels? What people do? They go on a holiday, pay $250 for the night. Watch this, good time. $250 for the night. Then they smoke, and then they drink, and they drink mixed drink. And by the night they dress up, and they go for a big dinner and a good time. In 7 days they take all the money, spend it, come back more frustrated, more nervous wreck, and more terrible. But their ego get inflated. Oh, I had 7 good days. I was having a holiday. I had a fun. I am relaxed. See them 3rd day in their own house yelling and screaming and falling apart. That's a good time. There is no good time without integrity, without courage, serving the status. And that highest status ever God has given to anyone is woman, woman, and the woman. Prakriti contains the Purkha, woman contains the man. And there's no higher status than this. And what I have done, ladies, to you, I have taught you one thing. Be pure. Just remember one thing. Before purity, even God surrenders. Purity is reality. It is infinity. These are the 3 aspects of life. Purity, reality, and infinity. That is what we started as a Khalsa women training camp. We are trying to tell you what are the systems through which you can be a woman. Otherwise, you want to be a glorified earthling? Thank you. Have fun. Earthling is not a woman. Rich and poor, glorified or not, you are just actresses. We are actor men and actor women. You know, we set up a stage, we act wonderful, and inside we know we are totally eaten up and crazy. You understand? We can come out of it. There's no need to sell yourself cheap. Whenever you sell yourself cheap, woman, you weep rest of your life. Never do it. Somebody once asked me, this man loves me so much, he really wants to marry me. Oh really, he's marrying me. I said, what is the problem? I say, I ask him to send you his last 5 years income tax return. Why? I said, what's the big deal? Don't ask me. You want me to help you? Yes. Ask him to send his copy of his 5 years income tax return. That's all I'm asking. You know what the reply came? I'll call you, don't call me. I say, here goes your love. He's going to die for you, he loves you. Ba, ba, ba. I said, bogus. Thank God he didn't send 5 years tax return. Next thing I would have said, deposit your cash 50% now. How that much propaganda? You say I love you and I want to marry you, that is a different. I cannot live without you. I really dream of you. I have nightmares. I feel you in my bed. I feel you walking in my living room. That kind of drama. I say, if that kind of drama is, then put the price on it. What they sell a cinema ticket on a high price? What they call them? Poachers? What they call them? What do you call them? I say, put the scalper price. If love is high, let the payment be that much. If he walks in the living room, he see you walking around. Yesterday I was eating, you were serving me the food. I said, where were you? She said, I was here. I said, who was serving him? They love to make stories. They want to trap the fairy. They do not know. Every boat needs the oars and the muscle, the strength and the depth of the water. That's life. Don't fall apart. God gave you 2 years, listen from one and out from the other. A man who will love you will never listen to you and will never agree with you. Sorry to tell you that. You might have met a man. It's the crazy word. A man in love neither will listen, nor will agree, nor will tolerate you talking. The only thing you hear from a man in love is, shut up, don't waste my time, I have everything else to do, please don't interfere, don't be in my way, I'll kick you like a ball, throw you out of the window, get out of my life. You know why? Man in life who's in love is busy to create something positive because he is in love. He has no time for your nonsense. And if he has time for nonsense, then you don't make any sense. And that is the relationship. If you want any other relationship, go to the movie. It only exists in pictures and movies or in fairy tales. Man in love will never agree, and man in love not will agree to everything. And this is the basic faculty of a man in love. Because sun shines and moon reflects, and there's no other relationship in the heavens. Therefore, what is not in the heaven cannot be created on the earth. Does sun shines with a permission from the moon, whether moon is going to reflect or not? Is that so? And when sun comes, does he allow the moon to exist? Somewhere in few days, fake on the horizon, right? Otherwise, forget it. And this is what is in the heaven. How can you create in the earth something different? Are you crazy? It's not possible. So we all play games. We are really classified hookers, and we harpoon each other in the name of love. Man who has a man and integrity of a man and dignity of a man and who knows he's a man, first he will say to a woman, "What's wrong with you?" "Oh, I got da. What? Well, I want to talk to you." "What's the matter?" And you talk to him and the whole thing, he said, "That's it? You can take care of it." You'll be surprised why you first asked to talk to him. Then why you took 1 hour to talk to him. And who the hell is he? You know what I mean? You understand? All he says, "What? You couldn't handle this little thing?" Or you tell him, "You don't have time for me, you don't love me anymore, you don't call me," and all that complaint. And you will hear one common word, "You are crazy." That's it. Love has set rule. Love is blind and love only belongs. 3 people belong together: lovers, philosopher, and lunatics. And love is nothing but a practical lunatic behavior. Who loves who? I tell you who is in love. If love sees, hears, smells, feels, understands, and advises, counsel, guides, it's not love. It's a projectile behavior of using each other for convenience. In simple English, we call it business, to keep ourselves busy. If you have any other definition of love, I tell you the love. Love is an experience of oneself within oneself, in which the other person is totally engulfed, doesn't exist. So long you exist as a polarity, there's no love. Copper and nickel put together makes a brass. You heat them, you beat them, you burn them. They can never be copper and nickel again. Love has no question, question has no love. Period. Yes, we use and abuse each other. We make our life convenient. We help each other, little bit here, little bit there, and we keep going. And we call it love. When corn is eaten, what's left in it? Huh? That white stuff? What do you call it? Corn on the cob. And is the cob the corn and corn the cob? You know? Corn is corn and cob is cob, though the corn cannot be without cob. Is that true? Yes. Huh? And if you say cob is the corn, how many people will think you are wise? Huh? Exactly. Love is love, and love is always love. And love is not a business, and business is not a love. though people use love as business and business as love. From the day one, we are trying to find what love is, and to the last day, when this earth will shatter into pieces of sand, we'll keep on finding what love is. But those who experience love, they don't say things. First thing in love is there's no pain. And that is what love of Guru Arjan. They tortured him, they burned him, they did everything to him. There sat the Guru in peace and tranquility. Neither there was pain, nor there was shame, nor there was a question, nor there was an answer. He was all within all. That is love. ₹125,000, any bhakta, any disciple could pay. That was not much. An emperor wanted him to just say, I'm sorry that I gave protection to your son and fed him. I never understood. He would have let go. There were so many items on which they wanted him to let him go. He said, no. I did it. What my status wanted me to do, I did it with integrity. And you want to test my courage? Go ahead. And it is in the song of the Khalsa. What is that line you sing? You understand it? And Guru Arjan Pratakhar, Guru Arjan the personified God, not acknowledged by his disciple, but Mian Mir, the greatest known Sufi sage of the time, to which emperor bowed. He said, Guru Arjan Pratakhar, you are personified God. What is happening? What is this? I can't see this torture. And Guru said, Mian Mir, close your eyes and see with the third eye, the eye which can see the unknown. Spiritual teacher is not a person. Spiritual teacher every human needs, because spiritual teacher is the third eye of the two-eyed man. It is an answering service to which even you cannot know how much to pay. In the West, people think spiritual teacher is just a joke, he lives off you. No. Spiritual teacher you can never pay. He never lives off you. You live off him. Your prosperity is based on what he said in a simple statement, not with arguments. Again, the West is such a wonderful word. Here people want spiritual teachers to say exactly what the students want. I have never seen this tragedy anywhere. And I have never seen this tragedy. The spiritual students come to a spiritual teacher and tell him how to dance. Tell him what to do. This is God bless America. This is the only one country where I had this experience. If for all the goodness in me and all the tragedies I have done, if I go to hell, I have absolutely no complaint. It will be far better than this. Because in hell, nobody is going to tell me what to do. I already know what hell is, and it cannot be any worse than the United States. It's a hell. It's really a hell. Everybody lives in doubt. Everybody lives in insecurity. Everybody is at each other's neck. Everybody wants everybody to do whatever they want. Nobody can compute for anybody. Are you human? Neither you can compute for yourself your day, nor you can compute for anybody else a day. And you have a day? What are you? Because we have never developed intuition. We can't see. We get bunch of emotions, feeling, securities, insecurities, some images and some profiles and some imagination, and we put it together and cook it together and we call it wisdom. Oh, you idiots. That's never a wisdom. Whenever there's a confrontation, your intuition will always give you the right answer. And in the West they call it little voice of the consciousness. It's called the mool, the root of the human. It's the consciousness. It's always with you. That day I was looking at somebody, I won't mention the name, and she took off her turban like this. Oh God, hell. It's not that taking off turban is all not right. It is, and it is all right. But what a load. What a heavy load. And what a bogus personality. And what a actress. You know what I thought? I said, this stupid doesn't know how to self-crown herself and then honor it. There's no integrity in it. It's all shallowness. You know, in Sri Guru Granth, there is a thing, a king sat on a throne and he slept. And in his sleep he became beggar. And he just woke up and he saw his wealth, but he couldn't forget the pain and experience of that poverty. Oh my God. So be it. It's a very conscious act to take off your turban in absolute pain and bugasti. That's what you are. Things comes out of you in three ways. Things come out of you in three ways: in anger, in love, and in your tiredness. Majority of the thing you mess up when you are tired. Your energy is weak, you have no defenses, and you fall apart. You are supposed to have 21% of oxygen in your breath, and you normally live on 15 to 16% of that, and you do not do pranayam or breath of fire. You are supposed to do it every 3-4 hours just for a minute or two to oxygenate your balance. So you don't have to do this. Oh my God. Vitamin A and D and vitamin C and multi-mega vitamin won't help, ladies. Breath of fire will. Breath of fire keep the fire going. And you will not be cold and deadly to yourself. 3 exercises. Sat Kriya, Swan Kriya, and Bundle Kriya. Bundle roll they call it, commonly. Are needed by you whether you like it or not. The day you don't do these 3, don't call that day woman. You are not. And you need it 16 times more than a man. Sat Kriya will stimulate your chakras. It will balance your nervous balance. It will keep the organs in a good supply of blood and healthy. Swan Kriya will take care of your entire spine and your structural self, and it will keep the grey matter and the fluid of the spine in balance. It is taped, you can hear it, or you concentrate. And Bundle Kriya, you need it for your 3rd lung, and that is called skin. You will become old, you will look wrinkled, and you will look ugly with all the creams of the world if you do not do Bundle Kriya. Did you hear what I said? Yes, sir. What? No. First is Sat Kriya. What that does? It stimulates the chakra, balances the nervous system, and supplies the blood to the inner organs of the body, right? Correct? Then comes the Swan Kriya. What it does? Can somebody once speak? You speak 3 languages. What is Swan Kriya? Hey, you physicist. It takes care of the spine, adjustment, and the disc and the vertebras. It does not let the 3rd vertebra shrink at the old age. It does not let the 8th vertebra go on adjustment so that you have headaches the rest of your life. And it also adjusts the grey matter and the fluid in the spine in balance. What else? And it stretches every part of the body, inside, outside, complete. Swan Kriya. And also it helps you and keeps you away from all digestive problems. Can you do Swan Kriya? Go forward more. Yeah. Now, where are your feet? Now, stay, put them back. Nana. Yeah. I know, I can tell you right from your doing, No, no. Now you come forward. Okay, you go off. You are. I think you've taken food. Hmm. You have most flexible body. Sit on your heels. Good. That's all right. Come on now. Thank you. This is, you might have seen in the water parks, the swans doing this. They live very long. They have a long neck and they trail it out and... Huh? And bundle kriya, you know? That everybody knows. Huh? When ladies you are in a terrible shape, and sometime you are because you have messed up one thing or other, in Hatha Yoga there is a kriya called Vipreet Kirni Kriya. And Ramdas Kaur, come here. Oh, she's all right. For all tragedies she feels. Oh, it doesn't matter what happens to you. I know. Shoulder stand. That's what I said. You will do it gracefully. Everybody else would like to show off their stuff. Okay, fine. And go 60 degree, your feet forward. Little, stop. This is Vipreet Kirni Kriya. It removes all female diseases in a female. You understand this? Oh? Good. Thank you. Huh? No, no. Hey, do the bundle kriya. Flat it out. Yeah. She does it very good. Thank you, thank you. That's enough. These are Satkriya. Some people do not know Satkriya also. Okay? Got it? These are the three essentials. And you can do Vipreet Karni Kriya on weekly basis. Even that will help. Understand? So tomorrow we are going to be all great women. Don't build around you the China wall, great wall of China, built around you the great aura. And do not try to be rich in the material world. A woman who does not have her radiant body reflective is a dead woman for all purposes. We'll talk about it tomorrow, okay? Now I have something else to do. There's a new tape. Can you play that? Narinjan's new tape, Made in Hari. Yeah. Sit on in Satkriya posture. Louder. Come on, sit. And sing it. Sing on Daudi.
I know
Sing, 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 God sing. Loud.
Reality, prosperity,
Blow up the tent.
and ecstasy. Reality, prosperity, and ecstasy. Reality, prosperity, and ecstasy. Reality, prosperity, and ecstasy. I know thou I know thou
Stretch up, stretch up, stretch up. Come on, up, up, stretch up. Stretch up, stretch up.
Reality, prosperity, and ecstasy. Reality, prosperity, and ecstasy. Reality, prosperity, and ecstasy.
Look at me. Stretch up and then sing.
Reality, prosperity,
Have fun. Hey. Thank you for the best of the night. Try to understand life is a chance, and God bestowed on you the chance to be a woman. I'm not doing anything except explaining you how easy it is to be a woman and what it takes, in case you have forgotten. I hope you will understand the communication and try to invoke in you an initiation in own yourself to become the grace in reality, in activity, and in projection. Just it takes one thought to make a promise to yourself, I am a woman, and that's the way God made me to be, and that's the way I am going to be. It doesn't take two things. When I was made Sri Singh Sahib, I never knew what a Sri Singh Sahib is. I didn't know what it takes to be a Sri Singh Sahib. I do not know what comes with it. But when I realized that is what a Sri Singh Sahib is going to be, and I looked to the heavens, but I knew there's no other way. May the long time